Evoluciona tu clase.
Hi students, welcome to our flipped classroom, in this case about the environment. Here we have our link, so please on the link and you are going to find a very interesting DIY that is going to be useful not only for you but for your family too. Let's remember the last thing that we were checking, that is the life cycle of the plant. Here we have some important parts of the plant, like are the roots, stem, fruit and bulb, flowers too, and they are so important because in each stage each part provides the plant to it gets to the end of its cycle. The purpose for this flipped classroom about the environment is to recognize the characteristics of the environment to take care of it. We're going to roll it, so let's talk about the environment. The environment is all around us. It is made up by two elements, living and non-living things. So we're going to start to talk about the living things. Living things are known as abiotic things too, and they are integrated by plants and animals, which gives us food, and for this reason they are so important for our environment. The other part of the environment is the non-living things, or known as abiotic things. This group is integrated by first the air, which is important because we need it for breath. The second item is the light, and this is very important because we can see through this and keep warm. The third item of this group is the water, and as you know, it helps us to maintain our bodies hydrated. And the last one, but not the least, is the soil, which support the ground of the plant. The environment is so important because it gives us something that is called natural resources. The natural resources are things that we can take from the environment and that let us to live or improve our life. There are two types of natural resources. The first group is called renewable and the second is called non-renewable resources. Let's talk about the first group, that is renewable resources. Renewable resources are things that can be replaced naturally by the environment or by demand. Here we have the first example, that is the air. The air is renewable because the plants give out oxygen when they make food, and the animals take in it during the respiration. And when this process finishes, they give out carbon dioxide, which is needed by the plants to create their own food. Another natural resource renewable is the water. This is very important for all living things to survive because, for example, there are a lot of aquatic organisms which live in bodies of water, such as ponds, lakes, seas, and oceans. On the other hand, the plants need water to make their own food as well as the earth. The plants need minerals to grow well, and they can also take in these minerals when they are dissolved in water. On the other way, they can die. The soil is another renewable resource. The soil is formed from the topmost layer of the earth. It contains air, water, and minerals. Living things such as plants and animals are also found in soil. The soil is important for plants' growth because they get their water and minerals from the soil, and it also anchors the roots of the plants to the ground. Now we're going to talk about the non-renewable resources. And here we have the first type, that is the food. All the organisms get their food from the environment, and depend on what they eat, they are divided into three groups. The first is the herbivores, which are animals that feed with plants. The second are the carnivores, which feed with meat, and the last one are the omnivores, which not only eat meat but also plants. The role of the animals depends on the part of the chain that they are. So for example, an animal that hunts and feeds on other animals are called predators, but the animals that are hunted and eaten are called prey. Another non-renewable resource are the fuels. A fuel is something that produces heat and energy. One example of a fuel is the wood, because when it is burned, it produces heat, and this is used for cook, for example. In this group, we can find the fossil fuels, and they are formed from dead organisms which are buried under the layer of the earth for thousands of years. And some examples of this kind of fuels are the coal, the oil, and the natural gas. The coal is mined from the ground near the earth's surface. The oil is found deep in the ground between layers of rock, and the natural gas is often found next to the oil. Finally, we're going to talk about building materials, which we can get from the environment because they occur naturally. Examples of these are the wood, metal, clay, sand, and mud. And they are so important because from them we can make several things which improve our life. So for example, the wood is used for making tables or desks. With the metal we can build means of transportation like airplanes or buses. The sand is so useful too, because with the sand is elaborated the glass, which help us do several things in our daily routine. We're all ideas clear, so let's to do our feedback. So please, according with the concept that you acquired during the explanation, try to fill the gaps in order to give coherence to each statement. Time of sum up. We're going to complete our SMART notes. So remember, the environment is made up of non-living things and living things. So please write some examples of each one. At the same time, the environment provides us with some resources, renewables and non-renewables. So go ahead and try to give some examples of these kind of resources. Finally, and in order to apply our knowledge, we're going to make an interview with the help of our parents, where we're going to talk about the environment and its main characteristics. And that was it. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope that you have learned a lot.